I tell everybody, if you're a skeptic, this is a perfect place to come because it'll prove you wrong. These girls were getting 50 to 60 cents per man and servicing about 50 to 60 men a day.
Hello, who is this?
There's just too many suspicious circumstances around that death.
Something's growling at me down here. Beware what you wish for when you walk into this place.
You guys welcome to the Dumas Brothel.
Jeez. Whoa.
Oh, you're joking.
Are you serious?
Are you for real?
Oh my God. What the hell was that?
He was alone.
He's alone? Whoa. I am alone. Is that a mistake to come down here alone?
The Wild West was a dangerous place. Men driven by greed came in flocks to mine gold and silver in a land that had previously been untouched by industry. When the money started to flow in Montana, society's oldest profession found its way to these mountains.
I'm here in Butte, Montana, at America's most haunted brothel. The Dumas Brothel was built in 1890, and this place is said to have its fair share of dark history and tragic history, but also a place of celebration, a place of partying that's said to leave behind spirits and ghosts that refuse to leave to this day. And tonight, we're gonna be investigating the Dumas Brothel with Paranormal Quest and Adelaide Haunted Horizons as we search for paranormal activity inside this beautiful and historic building. But it's not gonna be without challenges. This place has a lot of history and is said to have a lot of spirits. Some of the history is tragic. When there was a John or a customer that was unsatisfied, some of them could turn violent. This is the Wild West. So who knows exactly what type of spirits or energies wait in here? We're gonna find out from two separate eyewitnesses, the owner and a paranormal investigator, who have had experiences not only with spirits and ghosts, but with the history and residual energy inside this building. Unfortunately, Dave was feeling ill and under the weather today, so he's not able to make it to this investigation, but that's not gonna stop me from trying to find out with Adelaide Haunted Horizons what this brothel holds tonight.
It was built in 1890. It operated as a brothel until 1982. It was built by two French-Canadian brothers, Joseph and Arthur Nadeau. They actually had a couple of legitimate businesses before they built this. They didn't want to put their name on a brothel. So Joseph's wife's maiden name was Dumas, and that's what they decided to use. Don't know how she felt about it, but it was 1890. She probably didn't have much of a choice in the matter. We've always heard it called Dumas. In the United States, it's called Dumas. However, in Quebec, it's actually called Dumas. So you guys welcome to the Dumas Brothel.
So it was kind of random. I was looking up different places to investigate in Montana, and one of the first places that I found was the Dumas Brothel. We came in here for one investigation. You almost feel like it sinks its hooks into you, and I just never left. I tell everybody, so I've done multiple different places in Montana. This is still number one for me, and a lot of people. There, I tell everybody, if you're a skeptic, this is a perfect place to come because it'll prove you wrong. And the other thing is, I guess beware what you wish for when you walk into this place, because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good things here, and good experiences and good dialogue between us and whatever is here. And then there's some that's not.
We're fairly certain there's a couple of less than satisfied male customers that are here. That especially in the basement, they seem to suppress when the women and even some children in the basement will start communicating with us. All of a sudden, it's just like they all go, and then we'll end up talking with one of these male entities. So this is the last madam's quarters right here. Last madam didn't like to go upstairs. She supposedly never went into the basement. So Ruby Garrett, who was the last madam, took this as her quarters.
So this was on that first night that we came in here and were investigating. And so that door, you saw how we got in here. It was a fingerprint lock. And even the keyed lock, there's only a handful of us that have them. And at that point, I didn't even have one. And David and Charlie were the ones in town letting us in here and going through just like kind of tonight. And so before we started the investigation, we actually all went out to dinner, and I put a voice recorder right here on this ledge, and I left it recording. And so a few days later, I'm going through all the audio and everything, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I mean, this place was dead silent. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it sounds like there's a party going on downstairs. And at first, I thought I heard like a woman's voice, but it was the only way I could describe it was like a 1920s kind of singer. And then I sent it to David. David sent it to a gentleman and a local historian, Chris Fisk, who actually knew Ruby Garrett before she passed. And he said, without a doubt, he thinks it's Ruby Garrett's voice. And he says, I even know what she's saying. So before I tell you what she's saying, I'll let you hear it and see if you can pick it up.
Remember, there's nobody in here when you're hearing this.
Wow.
That's very cool.
Wow.
Now, I thought she was singing.
Yeah.
Fisk writes back in an email to me and says, as without a doubt, Ruby Garrett, I know what that woman sounded like. And not only that, but I know what she's saying. She's saying it's not in the safe.
In 1981, the business was robbed. Some guys came through the front door. There were just Ruby and a couple girls here. They tied them all up. They robbed them. They pistol whipped them, beat them. Ruby actually called the cops on them. The police actually went out and found them. Those guys got some serious time. They got 50 years each for kidnapping, armed robbery, felonious assault. But before Ruby called the police, the first thing she actually did was go looking for her pistol. She kept her pistol somewhere around here. There was a safe that she kept her pistol in, and that gun wasn't in the safe.
That's very cool.
What we're hearing is just a residual recording of Ruby looking for her pistol, and it wasn't where she was looking for it. This area, we've had some pretty interesting things in this area. We think there's a residual entity that walks along through here. We've had multiple REM pods set up in a row and watched them go off sequentially. And that's happened more than once.
I'm standing right here, and I had a SLS camera. And so I'm looking down at the screen, and there was another investigator that was standing over to the side here. And so I had my hat on backwards at that point, and there was one of our teammates who was sitting back in this room who was filming me. Okay. So you see the person that was standing over here actually move, and they go into this room. So you see their whole movement and everything. After that, probably about 5 minutes after that, just under the bill of my hat in the camera frame, you can see a shadow, basically from the shoulders, head, everything, kind of lurking out from over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do that one more time?
Yep.
Wow. That is very clear.
Yeah.
Something moving on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff.
So there's been a lot of paranormal evidence captured up here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not just up here, everywhere. It really doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for it, you're going to find it here. I have another friend of mine. He runs cross country paranormal. His name's Ben. And Ben, with his team, and I came into the building, and myself and two other investigators were in here. There were some a little bit around the corner. And then Ben started out in the madam's room. And what he was doing was actually raising money for David. So he was doing a Facebook Live where people could pay $10 and come investigate with us for the night. And so he starts out in the madam's room. He's going room by room. And he finally gets here. And he shooting in from the door. And he says, hey, everybody's wave, say hi. So we all wave, say hi. That's the last thing I remember. I woke up probably, I would guess, 30 to 45 seconds later, because Ben had already gone through this whole line of rooms all the way down to the opposite corner room by the time I snapped out of it. And when I did snap out of it, my face hurt because I was using muscles that I've never used before. I was really intense, really mad. Now, before I tell you this, it's to tell you about me and Ben. Like, we're really good friends. I've never had a problem with the guy, but as soon as I snapped out of that, I felt my face, I felt the anger, and I wanted to eat this guy's lunch. I had such hatred for him, to the point where I walked out of the room, went straight down the stairs, went into the warm room that we were all in earlier. And I sat down, and everybody, as I'm walking out, is, oh, are you okay? What's going on? And a few of them followed me down. And there's another investigator on my team. His name is Don, and I've known him for years and years. And he looks at me and he says, man, you really don't look good. And I was like, well, I'm really tired now. I don't want to be around people. Just, I'm done. And he goes, okay, well, my car's open. Why don't you go crash for a little bit? So I go out to his car and I lay down. And you know how you lay down and you take a nap and you think it's been 15 minutes and it's really been like 3 hours? Mm-hmm. That's how this was. He came out, he opened the door. He's like, hey, man, I'm just checking on you. You doing all right? I'm like, dude, I just fell asleep. He's like, no, you've been out here for like 3.5 hours. And so off of that, you know, when we're doing these paranormal investigations, that's in the paranormal world, we like to call that getting jumped, right? And it was my first experience of that. And it literally kept me away from this place for 3 months. I was horrified to even come back. Finally got up the gumption and came back into the place because I still can't leave it. But
just for the record, have you ever had a seizure?
No.
That sounds an awful lot like a partial seizure.
Nope. Never had a seizure. Never had seizures running my family. Nothing.
So let's look in the madam's quarters right here. The third from the last madam, Eleanor Knott, was found dead in the bed here.
On that bed?
Yeah. Don't think the bed was actually sitting here. I think it was behind you where it was. It was pretty much known to be an overdose, thought to be a suicide, but it was written up as basically a heart attack. Eleanor was only 42 or 44. Eleanor was only 42 or so at the time, which even at 55, that was rather young to be dying of a heart attack. But there's just too many suspicious circumstances around that death. Within a couple of days after Eleanor's death, the woman who would become the next madam had assumed control of the brothel. She had moved into Eleanor's house. She'd taken her big red convertible Cadillac and started driving it. She actually presented evidence to the police that Eleanor had left these things to her. But we know Eleanor was actually selling the brothel because she was leaving the business. We even know who she was selling it to, a lady named Jean Sorensen. So we know Eleanor wasn't intending to leave it to anybody. She was selling it and leaving town. So, yeah, that was an extremely suspicious thing. Mm-hmm. Prostitutes were second-class citizens. They wouldn't have had their deaths investigated. So there was really no investigation into the death.
And what year was that?
This was in 55.
Wow.
1955.
And they never got to the bottom of it.
They never even tried to get to the bottom of it. The lady who found her reported it to the police as the one who became the next madam within a couple of days. Her name was Benita Farron. Benita's husband, her husband's name was John Farron. John wasn't a very nice man. We've had experiences through a spirit box and things like that of getting responses as having come from a John. We've never been able to determine whether or not that's John Farron or not. But basically, any man that solicits a prostitute is known as a John.
Yeah.
So we've never been sure whether or not that's John Farron that we're talking to. Eleanor Knott was found dead in 1955 by Benita Farron. 1962, Benita Farron's husband was found dead about where you're standing. He had a severely broken neck. And who do you suppose found him? Benita Farron.
Benita Farron.
Even his death certificate questions whether it was an accidental fall or not. I spent most of my adult life up until a few years ago as a paramedic. The way that I've heard his neck described as being broken, you're not going to get that from a little fall down the steps like this. I mean, you're probably going to get hurt, but not from a little set of stairs like this. Possibly down like this set, but not that set of stairs right there. So we're pretty sure he was assisted in breaking his neck and then tossed down the stairs. 2 known deaths on the upstairs here, and they were both found by the same person. So.
Not suspicious at all.
No, it's not.
And I guess just as a question to get started with the basement, you had mentioned to me earlier that the basement was closed before the rest of the brothel was.
Yeah.
So what was so special about the basement that it wasn't allowed to function anymore while the rest was?
It was in 1943 during World War II, the federal government decided that they didn't want all the young men who were going off to fight to come down with a disease that they might have gotten from a brothel. So they tried to close all of the brothels in the United States. There was a tunnel system that came into the basement. And one of the things that was done in order to keep this business open was the tunnel system was closed up. And that pretty much just shut the basement down. I mean, it was shut down. I mean, it's like a lot of the stuff you'll see here was what was left in 43 when they closed it.
So like the cigarette butts and stuff? And
some of the cigarette butts were what was left. Some are just offerings that other people have left since then.
Was there any difference in the activities that went on in the basement compared to what went on upstairs?
Not really. They probably shuffled through a lot more people. The guys they had a 10-minute timer down here in the basement. My understanding was the miners, between the time they came through the tunnel, passed through the bar, did their business, and went back out through the bar and out through the tunnel, the average time was 8 minutes.
To kind of give you the horrifying side of that life, if you were a woman in the night living down here, Chris Fisk has said that he's done tons of research on this place, and these girls were getting 50 to 60 cents per man and servicing about 50 to 60 men a day. That night, whatever was down here chased her and my mother-in-law out of here, to the point where they will not come back and investigate this place.
So what do you mean by chased?
So my mother-in-law described it as something was on her back, almost pushing her out. Mm-hmm. They were saying their actual names through a spirit box, telling them to leave. And then we had a pretty interesting encounter. So I think David was actually sitting right about where he's standing now.
We were doing an Estes method, if you guys are familiar with an Estes method box. Mm-hmm. I was the one that was under, listening.
So I was down this hallway, and so I'm standing back by the boiler, and from the room in front of me, you could actually hear this audible growl. And it was deep and audible. And so I automatically called it out. I was like, whoa, something's growling at me down here. And David knew the basement much better than me at that point. So he's like, you should probably come this way. So I started to walk down here. But when I walked down here, it's cold. But you could physically feel the air change behind me. It was like following me. I came up, and 2 seconds later, everybody felt the cold. It was a significant drop. And I've never experienced that since. I've never had something follow me. But that was the same night that they got chased out of here. They got chased right up the stairs after the spirit box saying their names and telling them to get out and everything. And I've never seen... they'll go everywhere with me. They've investigated everywhere in Montana with me. They will not come back here.
All right, so we are officially getting started here in the Dumas Brothel in Butte, Montana, one of the most famous haunted brothels in America. To start off, Alice and Cag and I are going to be here on the first floor. Now, this first floor is where the bar was. There's a lot of partying that happened down here. There was a notable death that happened on this floor, and that was the madam's husband was found with a broken neck right at the bottom of those stairs over there, where we have a camera set up with equipment. We have equipment throughout the hallway too, so who knows what'll happen. There's a lot of mystery surrounding that. No one really knows exactly what happened to John. Bonita said he fell down the stairs, but not many people believe that. John, my name is Ryan, and these are my two lovely friends, Allison and Cag. And we've traveled a long way to come and visit you here. And to start off, I'm going to turn on a little box to see if you can speak through it. Just to see if you can use this to make words. And I'm going to set it right over here where you were found. By the way, that is in airplane mode, so.
Dark.
It is dark.
It is. We just turned all the lights off. Outside.
Outside, yeah.
John, are you here?
come and talk to us, John? And let us know you're there by lighting the lights up around the place. Making a
Johnny.
Oh, you're joking.
Are you serious?
Are you for
Wow.
real?
That's pretty cool.
Which
isn't
was
it?
that? That was...
That was Ghost Tube over on the stairs. I have Ghost Tube sitting right at the bottom of the stairs where John fell. Is that what you prefer to be called, John? Is Johnny? I have chills.
I'm going to say I've got chills on that one.
That made my hair stand up. Thank you, Johnny. Can you tell us if Bonita was innocent in the mysterious deaths that happened here, including yours?
Rich.
Rich.
Is that why she did it, so she could get rich?
Sounds like she made a lot of money through people mysteriously passing away.
First Eleanor. And then you. And maybe Benita's here, I'm not sure. She risked so much for this place. I'm sure she probably wouldn't have left without a fight. Johnny, can you come over and touch one of these lights here to let us know where you are so we know where to go to talk to you?
Come on, Johnny, come and talk to us. Come down the stairs and talk to us.
Don't leave me.
We just got here. We're not leaving.
Johnny, are you the one that's been seen? The shadow? The shadow man?
Any of the ladies here with us? Was that outside or inside?
It sounds like a car backfiring.
Okay, cool.
Johnny, we want to know what happened to you. People have wondered for many years if there was foul play involved in what happened to you. They suspect there might have been.
Maybe the spirit of Benito is still here.
Ooh, tripwire just went off.
Yeah, it has. Thank you.
Are you over there?
Come and join us.
Do you remember what word it said after Johnny?
Didn't catch it
Oh,
after that. What did you?
so it wasn't the rich.
No, because it said Johnny and then immediately said
Yeah.
something else.
I didn't catch that one. I was too taken aback by Johnny.
I know.
I was still processing that one. So
When we get done, I gotta look at that and see
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
said, because it said Johnny and then immediately said another word.
making a
Johnny.
Oh, you're joking.
Are you serious?
Are you for
Wow.
real?
That's pretty cool.
Which
isn't
was
it?
that? We'd just like to tell you a story and what really happened. Did he love your wife? Or were there arguments between you? Maybe that's what happened. What's that?
That was upstairs. Hello?
Old.
What's that say?
Old.
Probably talking about us. You have to be very unfortunate to die falling down those stairs,
It would be.
wouldn't it?
It would.
Maybe it was an accident. Maybe people are blaming Benito for something she didn't do. Accidents happen. People drink and get unsteady on their feet. Is that what happened?
Although, to play the devil's advocate here, the man that owns this building now, David, he said that...
Poisoned.
Poison.
Poisoned.
He worked as a paramedic. He worked as a medic for many years, and he did not believe that the injury you sustained would have happened just from falling down the stairs.
So maybe she poisoned him.
Interesting. I'm just so curious, really fast, since GhostTube hasn't really said anything relevant. I'm going to restart it after this, but I just want to know what it said after Johnny. Oh, it said Johnny and then you, and then Rich.
Oh.
Ooh, what was that?
That was down the hallway.
Down the hallway here.
Okay, I'm going to restart this. Second GhostTube clip. Johnny, I'm gonna do an EV. I'm gonna turn this box on right here, and then we think you can put your voice on this. And we're gonna listen back, and you can answer the questions that we ask, and we'll hear it afterwards. So just try and get as close to the top of the basement stairs as you can, and speak as loudly as you can. Dumas Brothel, EVP, first floor. I'm going to step over here. Johnny, what happened to you here at the bottom of the stairs?
That's me moving, sorry. Can you tell me if it was an accident?
Your turn, Kag.
Oh, sorry. I was looking upstairs because it's very weird up there. If there's anybody here that's with us at the moment, we just want to hear all about you, hear your story. Not here to disrespect you. So if you want to come down and talk into that box.
Did you enjoy working here or coming here to visit? Okay, we'll listen back. Bring this over here so I'm not near this equipment in case it goes off.
Just keep looking up that doorway up there.
That's the room, well, that's the room where the madam died.
Yeah.
Because it just seems, it's very strange. The darkness next to it. You know where the doors open?
Yeah.
That darkness there changes.
Island.
Sometimes it seems like it's really close to the banister.
If you're upstairs, slam a door so we can hear it.
In front of you.
You're in front of us?
Choked. No thanks.
Joke.
Dumas Brothel, EVP, first floor. I'm gonna step over here.
Am I the only one that just heard that?
I didn't hear that. This was in my ear too loud.
Did you hear?
I thought I had a woman talking down here.
Eat.
Eat?
Why? Did you hear something?
No.
It was like a murmuring. Could be apathenia, but
We'll find out on playback
yeah.
if there was actually a sound there.
It's funny, isn't it, how you got the chills with Johnny. It was so spot on, then going down again.
Yeah. It's like he came through like that was weird that was the first and only name that we heard come through. It was immediately Johnny.
Change.
You need change? I never got my money back.
Not likely to either.
Hate. Stop recording.
You don't like that we're recording?
Drowned.
Who drowned?
How do you feel?
Okay.
Very calm and relaxed.
Yeah. A little hungry. I'm going to go ahead and stop on GhostTube here. It's all become very random. Yeah, the only thing that really came through was, it said choked. And then no thanks.
Just love it if you could come down the stairs for us, please. Let us hear you come down the stairs.
So I have this box now that we think you can use to talk through. And I'd love to be able to hear your voice and you can answer our questions this way. Can you come through and tell us who you are, what your name is?
Did you used to live here?
How many women are here tonight? Is it a busy night?
That was weird.
What was that?
It sounded like either a woman's voice or a child's voice that said, "We're good."
Okay.
Well, it's good to hear that you're feeling good and everything is well. Do you like staying here? I guess it would become like a family amongst the girls here. Looking out for each other.
Whatever. We told you our names. We're not sure if you heard them. Can you say one of them back to us just so we know that you can hear us? Because we don't know.
Maybe you can give us a room number that you're in. What room is it that you're in? You give a room number, Ryan will come and see you.
Yeah, tell me what room you're in.
Track start.
If you want,
That's what I heard. Who is it?
Mm-hmm.
if you want to spend time with Ryan, all you have to do is say his name. Can you say Ryan for me, please?
I'm going to come down there to the basement soon by myself. Is there someone that I should see while I'm down there? Do you want to go down into... Let's go into this room over here. Trying to remember which one it is. Not that one. Is it that one? I'm all turned around. I don't have a light. I think it's over here. Yes. Whose room was this? This was Ruby's room, right?
Yeah.
Ruby, are you here?
I heard I'm sick, but...
What are you sick with? What made you sick? Should I lay down on the bed?
That's me.
Looks like a comfy bed. Women?
I'm not sure what that said.
I thought it said women.
Did it say women?
I'm just going to sit for a minute on here.
Okay.
Only because I have to. Oh, okay.
I'll sit over here.
Are you coming to sit, Kag?
No, I'll stand.
All right.
Do you not like us? Is that why you're not talking to us? Ooh, I got like chills over here. There's like...
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like a strange static over here.
Should Ryan not be in your room? Your private room.
How many customers did you have a day? Can you tell me?
I'd say many.
Yeah.
Maybe it also could have said something me. I'd say many.
Bad.
After we're done with this in a couple of minutes, these ladies are going to go up to the second floor and I'm going to go to the basement. Who are you going to follow?
So that's me.
Ruby, I really like you. I think it's really fascinating what happened in your life and the things that you did. Do you feel like you're an interesting person?
We found it interesting listening to your story. Sorry you felt the need to do what you did to your husband.
It's interesting that, I mean,
Let's see where I'm going.
everything happens in spurts here, it seems.
Yeah.
Like, when we did your session upstairs for your channel, we had stuff coming through the Vox when we were doing that little performance, which you have to go over to the Adelaide Haunted Horizons channel and watch their episode, because we gave an absolutely Oscar-worthy performance.
Well, Ryan did.
And, yeah, but there was activity happening during that with
Yeah.
then we heard a couple of sounds, but down here it was just that burst of energy, the tripwire going off on the stairs and it saying Johnny. And that's about it.
But that did put the chills.
It did.
Yeah, that was good.
So, what do you think? Should we split up?
I think so.
I think we should split up.
Take it in turns.
Yeah, I'll go down to the basement alone and then you ladies can go upstairs and then we'll switch and I'll go upstairs alone and you can check out the basement after that.
I think we'll go to Eleanor's room
Okay, let's do that.
and see what happened over there.
All right.
Sounds good. Well, remember guys, after this, anything that happens with Allison and Cag is going to be on their channel. So go over and subscribe to Adelaide Haunted Horizons and watch their video, their perspective of the Dumas Brothel. Let's go. Okay, so that's good. Whoa. Hello? All right, I'm headed down to the basement. Allison and Cag are upstairs in the madam's room. Whoa. REM pod's going off. I think that's the one back in the area where Addison said he was. He was when he felt something very heavy. No, that's that one. Hello. Who is this? Wow. Are you back there? If this is one of the ladies that works down here, can you touch that again for me? Wow. Can you step away from it for me? Make that stop going off so I know it's you. Thank you. That's interesting. My name is Ryan and I've come down to visit you. I hear there's a lot of stories of ladies who had to work very long and hard hours for very little pay. And I respect what you did, what you had to do. People looked down upon you and did and still would, but this is what you did as a profession to make money. And you deserve to be protected. I'm going to very quickly roll an EVP session over here while I have. Sitting down on the block, stepping away. Right beside that light you were lighting up, there's a little silver box that I can use to maybe hear your voice. What the hell was that? Hello? Are you moving something in there? I'm moving? Can you toss something out of there for me? It's me moving. We spoke to Addison and he said that he was run out of here along with his wife and his mother-in-law. Who is it that gets aggressive down here in the basement? Okay, ending. I'll listen to this back.
Right beside that light you were lighting up, there's a little silver box that I can use to maybe hear your voice.
Nothing on EVP. I think I'm going to go into, there's a room here that is said to be the most haunted room. This is it right here. This is the room that's said to have the most activity. Hello? Mind if I sit down here with you? I'm going to set this over here too. I'm going to see what pictures you can show me. Someone was out in the hallway setting off that light. Can you tell me who that was? I just set a box up here that if you get close to it and use your energy, it should show me pictures. Like that, thank you. We've got a hallway that kind of looks like this one. Interesting. Thank you for that. Are you showing me what it looked like back when it was open, what it was in a little bit better condition? I left you some whiskey right here. You can pick it up and take it or knock it off. You have a lot of empty bottles in here, but none of them have any whiskey in them. That one does. No. You don't drink? If you don't drink, that's fine. I just thought I'd come in here and talk to you. Is there someone down here that likes to party? Can you show me what you look like? I'd love for you to get close to this box, use your energy, select words, and show me what you look like. This thing will draw me a picture from words that you select. And if you select the right words, it might just draw a picture that might look a little bit like you. I want to know who I'm speaking to down here. Ooh, there's a cold energy right here next to me. Got very, very cold right here. Very, very cold. Are you over here by the bed? If you're over here by the bed, you can touch me. You can use my energy. And anyone that's out in the hallway, you're welcome to come in here and speak to me. I'm going to leave Seer right here. I'm also going to take this and this. We'll leave Seer on that bed because it is recording, so I don't need to be in the same room with it. Kind of quiet in that room besides a couple of strange feelings. Where'd you go? Coming into the bar. I've got some whiskey. Does anybody want any whiskey? This hallway is so creepy. Can you use this box and get close to my hand and answer yes or no questions? Whoa, I'm nowhere near that. Although I'm on the same floorboards. Hold on. Let me just check this. Yeah, that was probably me. Let me move over here. Where's everyone? Where is everyone? No one's come to greet me. Hello? I heard that you force people out of here. That some people have felt so affected in here that they've had to leave. Is there an angry John? We got an image. Let me go see what this is. It's a church. Addison told us that this is one of the most terrifying places he's ever been. That you have to be careful what you ask for in this place. Is that true? Man, it got cold in here. Could just be because it's getting cold outside, but... Should I be careful what I ask for in here? I don't know what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and stop on this for right now. I'm going to do a quick Vox session.
U.S. business.
I heard that there's someone in here who likes to intimidate people. That this basement is one of the scariest places inside the Dumas Brothel. Which room should I go to? Can you give me a room number? I just paid and I'd like to find out which of the ladies that I'm going to go see. Tell me what room to go to.
Hey,
I'm starting to feel very irritable down here, and I don't know if that's just because I'm frustrated for some reason.
He was alone.
He's alone. I am alone.
Alright.
I am alone. Is that a mistake to come down here alone?
Okay.
But we're all alone. I'm standing in the basement bar of the Dumas Brothel, and it sounds like two voices are talking to me through Vox. First, a man acknowledges that I'm alone. I'm starting to feel very irritable down here, and I don't know if that's just because I'm frustrated for some reason.
He was alone.
And then a woman responds with, I am alone.
Alright.
When I confirm that I am alone. I am alone. Is that a mistake to come down here alone? It sounds like a man tells me to order a drink.
Okay.
In the moment, I didn't understand what the man's voice just said to me. But is it possible that I'm not alone down here in the basement after all? I guess Allison and Cag are not alone up there. That's all the more reason for you to come out and show me that you're here. I don't want to be alone. I want you to be here with me. Is that okay? That's me.
Number 18.
Number 18. Is there a number 18 down here? Can't see. Where's number 18? Get in here. 28. Who's the madam? Can you tell me her name? Ooh.
Something to.
Rempod.
Spanish.
Whoops. Are you back? Which one of these were you setting off?
Bring some of. All that works.
Ending. Okay. Nothing really intelligent through Vox. There were some very creepy voices that came through, which I'll have to do more review and see if I can make out what they're saying. But hello? I'm going to do one last EVP session down here. I'm going to do it in the bar room here. Rolling EVP. In the basement, Dumas Brothel. So I just set a box right down here that I might be able to hear your voice if you didn't hear me speaking in the hallway. I'd love to hear you speak to me. Did you spend a lot of time down here? Do you not like when people come down here to visit you? What do you see where you are? What is it like? Do you affect people down here, make them feel strange? Ending. What was that? Let me go ask them if they dropped something. Allison, Cag? Yes. Funny enough, I was like, let me go see if that was them dropping something. It was the first thing that came to mind.
Apologies on that.
How much longer are you thinking?
We're just winding up here.
Okay.
That's why I dropped everything.
Sounds good. So do you want to swap places? I'll go up there and you go down to the basement? Okay. Maybe. Yep. Sounds good to me. Maybe a switch in floors will change things up a little bit. Let's see what happens. All right, so I'm up here on the second floor. I'm trying to keep my voice down because Allison and Cag are in the basement. But I wanted to say that I'm standing outside the room known as the Madam's Quarters. And the Madam's Quarters is an area where the other mysterious death happened here inside the Dumas Brothel. And that is the passing of Eleanor Knott in 1955, which was also thought to be connected to Benita, who succeeded her as the Madam here at the Dumas Brothel. They thought it was a little strange that she was the one that found her, but she has the wrong place. But the Ovilus is talking. They thought it was a little strange that she took over almost immediately as Madam started wearing her clothes and her jewelry, driving her car. A lot of people believe that maybe Benita might have had something to do with Eleanor's mysterious death in this room. And the bed that I have the Ovilus sitting on, according to David, is the exact bed where she passed. That cat ball is going off. Eleanor, are you in here? Are you in this room? I put a box on the bed that I believe you can use to speak to me. It has words, and if you use your energy, it should speak the words that you want it to speak. Can you tell me what happened to you? A lot of people are curious as to what happened to you.
50.
They say you were going to sell this brothel, but you never got the chance to do that. Did Benita want to take over as Madam, and you decided to sell it to someone else? All of this is speculation. Nobody really knows. If there's anyone else up here, feel free to play with any of the toys that I put out here. There's a lot of things that you can touch. This one over here will play music if you walk in front of it. Eleanor. Did you want to sell this place? Leave the business? But then you never got the chance to? If that's true, can you move something in here? pull energy from whatever you need to speak to me. And if Benita's here, maybe you can give us answers as well. None of that matters anymore. That's creepy to me. To know that this bed is more than likely the bed that Eleanor passed away in. They said it was a heart attack, but also had drugs involved with it. Eleanor, did you use drugs? Nobody really got to investigate your passing. I'd love it if you could come out and tell me more about it. Oh. I had that set up in the basement the entire time and it never went off. Did I just say rule again? No, who? Rule who quick. It did. Would anyone like some whiskey? Brought you a bottle of bourbon. It's just little, but whoa. Hello? Okay. Are you in here? Who set that off? Can you tell me your name? Oh, wow. Thank you. Can you get closer to that? It's just a way for me to know that you're here and you can hear me. Whoa. Thank you. Wow. Jeez. Thank you. Would someone in this room like some whiskey? Here you go. You can take it. Where'd you go? Ooh. Oh my God. Jeez. We had the cat ball go off. And the EDI plus meter. Ooh, I have a chill right now. The EDI plus meter detected a change in air pressure and temperature. Along with the cat ball going off, there was environmental changes happening. And then the REM pod went off. The ovilus just said pillow. Whoa. It said enter nice as I was entering the room. The ovilus is leaning up against the pillow. Could just be a coincidence. I'm not going to jump to conclusions and try and say that that was for sure an intelligent response, but it is leaning up against the pillow. And as I'm coming into the room, it said enter nice. Are you figuring out how to use that? It might take a little while for you to figure out which words to speak. Eleanor, do you regret owning this brothel? You regret it a lot? What was it about Benita that made you not want to sell this brothel to her? You were selling it to someone else. Was there something you knew about her that you didn't want her to be in charge here? I just felt a strange presence in that door. You know that feeling that you get when you feel like there's someone behind you? That's what I just got. Could be that it's just dark in here and my being alone is a tad bit creepy. What if I turn the red lights back on? Does that make this place feel more natural? These red lights were a symbol of the brothel itself. A symbol of most establishments of debauchery. There's 11. There's 18, actually. I did get 18, I think. It did sound like it said 18 when I was... Interestingly enough, the ovilus has become very, very quiet. I'm going to come down there to room 18. Whose room was this? Will you come out and talk to me? Rolling room 18, Dumas Brothel. It's me moving. I thought I heard someone in the basement tell me I needed to come to room 18, so here I am. Turning the camera around. I've been told that this is one of the places, one of the highest and ritzy bordellos that you could attend. Do you still stay here because you enjoyed what you did? Or was this hell for you? Would you like to come into the room with me and spend some time? What happens to us after we leave this place, this world? Do you know? Ending? Come down here and review this.
I thought I heard someone in the basement tell me to come to room 18, so here I am. I've been told this is one of the places, one of the highest and ritzy bordellos that you could attend.
Well, you know what time it is then. Allison and Cag are going to finish up in the basement as their last session. And that means once they're packed up and gone, I can set these cameras up inside the Dumas Brothel to see what they capture when no one is in here. It's time for abandonment. All right, it's official. I am alone. Allison and Cag are gone. That means I am the only person in this building now, and there's about to be no one in this building. I'm gonna leave these 3 cameras set up, see what they capture. There's one in the basement hallway, one right here on the first floor, and one right upstairs. Various equipment scattered throughout that we can watch for to see if it alarms. But one of the main things that we listen for, look for, not only are visual anomalies, but also auditory anomalies, voices, movement, footsteps. You never know what you're going to capture on these abandonments, and that's why we started to do them. So let's leave this place completely empty, and because Dave, of course, is not here, he's under the weather, I gotta step in. We're leaving! I'm leaving. What an incredible location. I mean, this place has so much history, so many memories trapped within these walls. And even though it was a quiet night here at the Dumas Brothel in Butte, Montana, we had a lot of fun. I know Allison and Cag enjoyed investigating here. Make sure you go over and check out their video on their channel because we did a full-on reenactment, kind of like a performance, so to speak, cartoonish in a way. And we had a lot of fun doing that. The building itself, as far as we know, was somewhat quiet unless we captured something on abandonment here that I have yet to know about. So you guys know about it already, but in this moment I have no idea. I just walked in through those doors to collect these cameras. But if you guys are ever in Butte, Montana, make sure you look up and check out the Dumas Brothel, and make sure you come here, book your own paranormal investigation, and check this place out. This is an incredible experience and you definitely don't want to miss out on it. And thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Please, if you are watching, hit that like button. It helps us out more than you know, pushes the video into the algorithm, and helps spread the word about our paranormal quest. And make sure, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more coming in the future. This has been an incredible Wild West road trip, and there are more locations to come, so be ready for that. And make sure, if you watched all the way to the end of the video here, make sure you put down in the comments, the ghosts of Dumas still live inside this building. I appreciate you, thank you so much. And as always, peace, love, and ghosts, Paranormal Quest style. Bye.